The xenobiology classroom fell silent as Dr. Marcus Chen wheeled in a transparent containment unit. Inside, 3 king cobras slithered across heated rocks, their bodies coiled with the casual deadliness that had defined Earth's apex predators for millennia. Today's project, Marcus announced with the casual enthusiasm of a Deathworlder, will be studying predator-prey dynamics using live specimens. The Vrek student in the front row, a delicate, crystalline being whose exoskeleton was designed for administrative work, not conflict, began emitting distress frequencies. Their 4 companions, representing species from across the Orion Arm, seemed to be contemplating whether the emergency exit was worth the academic penalty for abandonment. "Don't worry," Marcus grinned, rolling up his sleeves. "They're mostly harmless." He was about to reach into the containment unit when the Xiphian professor, who was observing the humans' teaching methodology, nearly collapsed. Xiphians didn't have traditional hearts, but their crystalline core throbbed irregularly as Marcus's bare forearm descended toward the serpents. The cobras, as apex ambush predators from a death world, recognized the movement. 2 of them struck simultaneously. The students gasped. The Xiphian professor wheeled backward in what could only be described as panic. But Marcus had been born on a planet where the wildlife actively wanted you dead. His reflexes were poetry written in evolution's most brutal language. He twisted his arm, rotating it with a speed that defied the very laws of biology that governed lesser species. The cobra's fangs whistled past his skin with millimeters to spare. "See," he said, pulling back his arm. "This is what we call kinesthetic awareness. On Earth, we develop these reflexes or we become food." The Vrek student made a sound like wind chimes shattering. "Now, each of you will pair up and carefully observe the predatory behavior," Marcus continued, distributing latex gloves and handheld scanning devices. "We're going to document their strike patterns, venom composition changes, and neurological responses during feeding." "During? Feeding?" The Xiphian professor's translator warbled uncertainly. "Sure, they haven't eaten in 3 days. We'll introduce some prey organisms once the students are ready to collect behavioral data." Marcus pulled out a smaller container, revealing a dozen white mice, each one blissfully unaware of its upcoming role in scientific inquiry. A Delirian student, a species that had specifically evolved to avoid all predation by becoming perfectly invisible in their homeworld's crystal caves, began producing an involuntary bioluminescence of pure terror. Marcus paused, genuinely concerned. "Is someone okay? Do you need medical attention?" You're just gonna feed them?" the Vreks asked, their voice thin as spider silk. "That's the whole point of the study," Marcus replied. "We're observing hunting efficiency, strike success rates, and dietary preferences. On Earth, this is called education. It's also called Tuesday." The Xiphian professor decided to contact the university administration. By the next morning, the alien students' distress had become a formal complaint. The Interspecies Education Committee convened an emergency session. Accounts varied wildly. One report claimed the human was conducting sacrificial rituals, while another suggested he was casually demonstrating dominance over apex predators with what witnesses described as inhuman speed and a complete disregard for mortal danger. When called to defend himself, Marcus simply looked confused. "I was teaching basic ecology using the Socratic method. On Earth, we call this standard high school curriculum." "But you handled venomous creatures with bare skin?" the Vrek's representative protested. "We train children to do this," Marcus countered. "By age 8, Earth kids know how to avoid snake bites. We live on a planet where at least 10% of the wildlife is actively trying to kill you. Handling some cobras is like asking of Vreks to organize a filing system." The alien students exchanged uncomfortable looks. They'd always known humans came from a death world. But experiencing it firsthand, watching a human move with predatory grace, absorbing punishment that would annihilate their species, remaining utterly calm while surrounded by creatures that would trigger existential dread in most civilizations, it was different. The education committee decided to transfer the alien students to Professor Yuki's botany class instead. It was significantly less traumatizing, though they did find studying carnivorous plants somewhat unsettling as well.
Kindly like and subscribe channel. Thank you.